Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football and our second match reaction show for today, which is for the Real Madrid Villarreal game. And Gian was supposed to join us, but he's unfortunately unable to make it. But that's okay; it's not a big deal. We've watched the game, and I'm gonna share my thoughts on it. And I mean, it was a surprising start because seven changes were made to the team. And I mean, I wasn't expecting Odegaard to start, but that was not the only changes we saw. When Hazard started as well, we didn't expect him to start, but he did, as did Mariano, which was again expected because Benzema was probably not going to be available. Ramos was not available as well, so they brought in Nacho. Nacho came into the side as well. Lucas Vasquez started as well, and Dani Carvajal got a start as well. So a lot of changes, and I mean, I was a little bit afraid that that might make a difference to the way that Madrid played, their fluency, their cohesion, but they seem to adapt pretty well. They seem to cope pretty well for most of the game on those terms. And I mean, it was a good start for Madrid. Second minute, they get a goal. Thanks to Mariano. There was a bit of controversy, a bit of confusion when the assistant referee raised the flag for offside, and everybody stopped playing. The referee didn't blow the whistle, and there was a goal. And these are the kind of things that happen quite often because the referee often will raise their flag even though it's not, even though they're told that they're not supposed to raise the flag until the play has ended, or not to be too quick. But this guy, the ref was too quick. Was it offside? It's a difficult one to say because it the ball was played and it didn't actually reach the player, so it shouldn't be offside in that situation. And I don't think the offensive player ultimately touched the ball anyway, so it should have been offside. But it did cause a lot of confusion, and you could feel for the Villarreal players for sure. But I mean, as the game wore on, we saw what was going to happen. We all expected it as well that it would be Madrid getting an early goal and then probably trying to hold on because they don't have a lot of options. Or on the other hand, what was going to happen was uh, you know, Real Madrid conceding early and then having to pull back in the game. So it looked like that was the plan. And as the game wore on, it was quite clear that Madrid was struggling to keep up physically. They were sort of getting shot. They were tired. Each passing minute, you could see that the legs were tiring, the brains were tiring throughout the game, and ultimately that's what happened. Uh, they uh, they just conceded the goal. It was a bit down, and once he pitched the pass, then Courtois, he puts him down. Could have done better in that situation. Maybe should have been off his line quicker. Maybe should have, maybe not go so quickly into it. Maybe let's see how the play goes and then figure out what to do. But concedes another penalty conceded by Real Madrid, by the way, after that whole madness that happened against Valencia. And it was a good conversion. I think Courtois will be a little bit upset that he let that squirm through. But I mean, on the balance of play, you'd have to say that a draw was a fair result because Madrid didn't create a lot of clear-cut openings, and Villarreal did have quite a few chances to score even before and after that goal. So I mean, it is a draw. I think in the context of what the season is looking like, uh, it will be seen as a 2 points dropped. I think that's quite obvious because the way that Madrid are playing at the moment, they want the 3 points if they can get them. So that will be disappointing, particularly with Barcelona and Atletico playing tomorrow. You would want to get those 3 points, so you don't have to then worry about about the fact that they would have basically made up points in at least one of them, right? And that's what they would have wanted, and unfortunately they didn't get that. They missed that opportunity. So now it's a matter of actually Barcelona and Atletico playing today, not tomorrow. Just saying that's going to happen today at 3, and it was a good chance for them to get to put some pressure on those two. But now because they've got a point, at best they will be as you were if both teams draw. But if one of them win, they now have a chance they'll fall further behind. So it it's not the point that they would have wanted. But on the other hand, if you look at the context of their season of the past seasons and of the way that they came into this game, I think it's a point that they'll probably say it might ever well end up being a point earned rather than 2 points dropped. So I mean, it's hard to say at this point. I'm sure there'll be a lot of disappointment, as there always is when you're leading a game and then you end up drawing. It always sucks, but at the same time, there's the season is still long, and there might be time to recover that. In terms of in terms of what's looking ahead, they've got a big Champions League game coming up in Milan against Inter Milan, and that's going to be now the focus. And Madrid need to win that one because they're very struggling in the Champions League group, so they need to win that one to put some pressure on that, to release some of the pressure that's building in that group, because they don't want to go down into a dogfight for those positions. So they want to get a win here and ease that. So that's where the focus will be. They'll hope to have Ramos back. They'll hope to have Benzema back. And by the way, the thing we talked about is that Benzema didn't start, but it wasn't Luka Jovic who started. It was Mariano. So I wonder what that means for Luka Jovic and his prospects at Real Madrid. I have no idea what that means for him, because, and I think he doesn't have any idea as well. It's going to be tough to see where he goes from here. But I mean, that's one to keep an eye on. In terms of man of the match, I think you probably have to, I mean, if you're talking about Real Madrid, I'm not saying overall man of the match, but I think over Real Madrid, I think probably would be Luka Modric. I think he was pretty calm, pretty composed. I think Varane had a decent game as well. Didn't look, he's had a few troubles this season, so he didn't look so bad today. And in the absence of Ramos, I think he at least covered for it as much as he could, as best as he could. So a few good performances, but I mean, it's the offensive side that's lacking. Like they need a proper goal scorer. They need a little bit more creativity in the midfield or on the wings. They need a little bit more from their offensive players if they're going to mount a successful title challenge, because winning 1-0 is not a recipe for league titles always. You can't always plan for 1-0. So that's something that probably they need to look at in January, maybe if there's a possibility to upgrade in those positions. But I mean, that we'll see what happens. On the other game, though, I just want to quickly mention that I didn't watch the game, but Aston Villa lost to Brighton 2-1. Aston Villa actually did so well. I've been doing pretty well this season, but that's where the season is so weird, because Aston Villa can beat Liverpool, they can beat Arsenal, and then they go and lose to Brighton. There was a lot of controversy in that game, from what I've read, and that always happens. I'll probably look back at it and see, and then maybe give thoughts on that at some other point. But again, all to play for. Aston Villa will probably be thinking that they can challenge for European places this season, so this loss will set them back a little bit. But again, it's a very unpredictable Premier League season, and anything can happen. And well, anyway, we're going to now get ready for the City Tottenham game that's going to come up. By the time this goes up, that game's only going to start by the time this goes up. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see what's happening there. And join us in a couple of hours. We'll do match reactions for that one. That's the biggest game probably of today. Well, in the Premier League at least. Probably Barcelona Atletico is probably the bigger game overall. But yeah, we'll be back for that one. And then we'll be back for the Spurs City game with match reactions. So keep an eye on that. I'll also be posting on Twitter and Facebook, on Twitter at least, some of as the game happens, maybe some thoughts on there. So remember to follow us on Twitter as well if you want to get updates and notifications. And please remember to like this video and share it with any of your fellow Real Madrid or Villarreal fans. And also remember to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified as we upload videos for the match reactions, because we're going to do quite a few of them today and tomorrow. So please do subscribe. And we're hoping to get 120 subscribers by the end of the week. So please help us get there. We really appreciate the support. So if you're new, please remember to subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day or night, whatever time you're watching this. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.